at 60 kilograms. This is freestyle. 132 pounds, Shawn Bunch, the #1 seed in this weight class, out in the red singlet. His opponent, Reece Humphrey from Columbus, Ohio.
Interestingly enough, both these guys train right down the road in Columbus. Humphrey went to Ohio State, trains at the Ohio Regional Training Center with Tom Ryan and Lou Roselli. Bunch, a three-time All-American from Edinburgh, originally from Leavenworth, Kansas, training in the same facility. Top dog at 60, world teamer in 2009. And Humphrey, this is a real big breakthrough match for him. The win over Mike Zadek in the semifinals gets him to the finals here on this stage for the first time.
And Reece Humphrey, the son of Jim Humphrey, the former Olympic coach for the United States, former coach at the University of Indiana. And he's over in the corner, coaching his son.
Along with Noel Thompson, chairman of the New York Athletic Club, and you got Tim Flynn, Bunch's college coach, along with Jamil Kelly, Gator Wrestling Club in the corner for Bunch. Bunch has won a U.S. Nationals championship previously, back in 2008 and last year.
We should tell you, by the way, that Reece Humphrey got here by virtue of a tough match against Mike Zadek. And and there's the push out. The push out and taken to his back. And Shawn Bunch picks up 3 points. He has the confirmation. 3 officials in every bout. The referee, the judge, and the match chairman. They got confirmation 2 out of 3, and so it's 3-0 right now, Shawn Bunch.
Well, Van, that situation, if Humphrey doesn't go to and expose his back, it would have probably just been the 1 point for the push out. But since Humphrey was exposed and put to danger, as the terminology goes, it's 3 points. Feeds the back. Shawn Bunch with a 3-0 lead. And as you said, just like in Greco-Roman wrestling, 3 points is a nice lead to have. And now there's Bunch with a nice blast double, gets a 1 point takedown, extending his lead to 4-0 now.
He goes in on the leg and then finishes nicely, gets the 1 point, as you just said, Jason, and runs the score with 21 seconds remaining in this, the first period, to 4-0. But Shawn Bunch right now is showing what made him the champion last year as well as in 2008. And in the between year, 2009, all he did was make the world team for the United States. Reece Humphrey still going through, having some breakthrough moments, as we indicated earlier, against Mike Zadek in this tournament to gain this championship bout right here. But he's got a great future ahead of him as well.
Both wrestlers seem content to just let the period run out. First period's going to go to Bunch, 4-0, and Reece Humphrey, couple-time All-American for Ohio State. Wrestling 133 and 141, was third his senior year. Bunch, 3-timers, second and third in his career.
I talked about Jim Humphrey being the former Olympic coach. What I did not mention is that he is a past silver medalist, world silver medalist.
Well, Van, in a sport like wrestling, so much of it is familiar. If it's not your father, your uncle, it's your brothers, it's your cousins. So many people get involved in the sport of wrestling through their family, and the Humphreys, of course, obviously prove that case to be true.
Well, one of the great things that we've seen throughout the course of watching wrestling, Jason, is that we have a wrestling community in the United States. It's a strong wrestling community, but when you break it down beyond that, there are families, whatever the families might be throughout this country, the Smith family, whomever. And it's just one of those sports that pulls people together, communities together, families together. As we're scoreless here, 45 seconds gone by here in the second period between Shawn Bunch in the red singlet and Reece Humphrey in the blue.
Yeah, this one kind of plays to Bunch's style. He likes to create separation to start his offense. He's a guy that likes a lot of low doubles, a lot of sweeps, a lot of ducks, and he can score quickly, and he likes to have that separation. He's not a short offense type of guy. Reece Humphrey's going to try to control the hands here and close the distance, but Bunch is a guy, explosive, offensive, and has a set 3-4 series of go-to moves from the neutral position. This is one Humphrey likes to be in with.
He got in over. He got in uptight. He got in uptight.
Referee says 1. Chair and judge say 3 red, so Bunch is going to get credit for the 3. It looked like Humphrey tried to take the double overs and kick him through, and there will be the challenge brick.
Now let's explain the challenge brick as it comes out for the first time in our competition here. The challenge brick can be thrown out by either corner that seems to think the call was incorrect. They're going to challenge the call. The officials will come together. They'll take a look at the monitor. And much like in other sports, i.e. in football, if the challenge is upheld, then he can challenge it again. If not, Jason, he will lose a point.
You lose a point, and it's a pivotal point, and you lose your challenge for the rest of the match. So right now, Eric Fagerman, Kevin Maxwell, and Mark Anderson are going to huddle around the screen. They will have a big raised screen here on the arena at basically the stage end of the facility where everybody can see what the referees are watching, and they will look at it.
Here's what's going through the mind of the officials, Jason. They're trying to determine, they want to get it right before we get it going. But Jim Humphrey, Reece's father, and his coach, at this point in the match, he feels that this is so significant, he wanted to challenge it.
Well, let's see. You know. So here we go. The
referees working very hard to get that right. A lot of intensity on their part as well. So Humphrey's going to get 1 point out of that action that took place out of bounds.
Now, Van, here's the cadence. Some fans are kind of booing right now, but the cadence is the referee, who is the main guy on the mat, he shows his score. Then the judge shows his score, and the mat chairman shows his. In case of a challenge, then it goes to the committee, the pool, Rick Tucci, Bill Steckline, to make the final call. So that is basically just a presentation of sequence. It doesn't quite nail it down just yet. So
Rick Tucci is the chief of officials here in the United States.
Zach Arrett also there with him. So three of the best officials in the country converging here.
And Bill Steckline works between both Zach Aaron and Rick Tucci. So they award 1 point to blue, to Reece Humphrey, and that will make the score 3-1 with 42 seconds remaining.
They give 1, not 3. It still went Humphrey's way. Jim Humphrey not happy. But again, we said the short offense where Reece Humphrey, he's comfortable in those over and under ties. The double overs and double unders. Bunch was charging in, and he still converted it. He thinks it should have been 3. His coach thinks it should have been 3. Reece got at least 1 out of it and doesn't lose his challenge.
And the interesting thing is Bunch got nothing out of it. He may have initiated the throw, but it was Humphrey who wound up with the point. So here we go.
Now Bunch in short time with 30 seconds to go is going to have to use that quick offense that he likes and close the gap from that distance. And Humphrey very content to keep the ties up top. Is going to try to neutralize anything Shawn Bunch throws at him here in this first period.
And keep the distance. I look for Shawn Bunch to go in on the leg. Humphrey denies it. Nice shot and nice counter that time by Reece Humphrey. 10 seconds remaining. A slip off an attempted throw. No points awarded off that last attempt. They go out near the edge of the mat and quickly slide on out of bounds.
Both wrestlers go out of bounds. No push out there because they were both on their knees. It was not an offensive position where one's not on their feet. So Humphrey will force a third period because of that sequence on the edge where both wrestlers thought they scored positions.
Tactically, that was a good finish of that period, if you will, by Reece Humphrey. But you go back to tactics, Jason, the fact that they chose to challenge that call really went in the favor of their wrestler, Reece Humphrey.
Yeah, or else we wouldn't be talking about the start of this third period right now.
This would be over. That is correct. So here we go, underway, period number 3 to determine the national champion in 60 kilos, 132 pounds. Men's freestyle.
Yeah, again, this is the third period, Van. It's, of course, 2 out of 3. Each wrestler has won a period. Score, again, cumulative score doesn't matter. It's 4-0 first period for Bunch, 1-0 second period for Humphrey. So whether it's 6-0 or 1-0 or 1-1, 3-2, whoever wins this period is going to win the match. 2 out of 3 prevails.
Humphrey tries to go in and he scoots around for the takedown. Takes a 1-0 lead here in the third period.
And now we get to see what Humphrey can do in parterre offense. Bunch going to grab that wrist. The referee going to tell him to open. This is where Humphrey's actually pretty good on the mat. Going to try to lower his level, go to maybe a lace perhaps.
We saw a breakthrough performance earlier when Reece Humphrey beat Mike Zadok to gain this championship bout. And now if he can prevail here in this, the third period, this will be the breakthrough of the tournament. Oh!
Tries it again. Looks like it's going to be
towards the outside, and he gets a 1 point. Throw by Humphrey as they move to the out of bounds. The step out, he finishes it, and he picks up 1 point.
Referee goes 1. Judge and chair, they're going to have another challenge. They gave Bunch 3 there. They're going to go back to the video.
They will go back to the video.
I think that one was less disputable, actually more disputable than the first one.
Jason, I couldn't get a good look at it because in all honesty, it took place only with about 15 feet of us. We are mat side here in Public Hall in Cleveland, Ohio. That took place beyond, well, the tables. We couldn't see through the tables, so I could not tell you what happened.
Well, my assumption is, and what I thought is it looks like Bunch was out, and I thought they were just scoring the push out in this sequence. So, and it looks like the Bunch coming out on top was after they were already off the mat area. To me, it's either 3 or 1 for Humphrey, but again, I'm not wearing a blue shirt. Well, I'm wearing a blue shirt, but I'm not wearing the blue shirts.
And you're not one of the 3 officials calling this match.
I mean, that's...
It looked like Humphrey was in control as they went out, and then it was Shawn Bunch who wound up in control in the out-of-bounds area. So the question is, how will they interpret this? How will they rule this? You see the officials, or we have a good view of the officials, I should say, as they are gathered by that monitor. Of course,
the entire arena can see the same monitor on the big screen, and you can kind of hear the whistles and the boos behind us. Chris Moen of USA Wrestling, video technician, hard at work.
Well, here's the line, Jason. It's real simple. Wherever you draw the boundary line, that's where the controversy is going to take place. Did the action finish up in favor of Shawn Bunch, or did it actually go in favor of Reece Humphrey?
Well, I think they're going to look at it again and try to determine.
Here's the rule. Everybody in Public Hall is having a look at this on the big screen, Jason. One of the FILA rules, and FILA is the international governing body for the sport of Olympic-style wrestling. One of the FILA rules mandates that but reviews be shown on the big monitor to everybody in the arena, wherever it is. Double underarm, I could see it on the monitor, by Reece Humphrey. The question is, how did it finish? Humphrey gets the 1. Humphrey gets the 1.
So it'll be 2-0, and he still keeps his challenge. And here's the key. I think, honestly, I think the sequence isn't the throw. I think it's the push out before Bunch even continued over. That's just my thoughts on it.
Like we said, it was either the push out or the initiated throw by Reece Humphrey, but bottom line is he winds up with 1 point off of that situation and now has a 2-0 lead with 51 seconds remaining, and this the final determining third period.
It's high drama here at 60 kilos. This is only our third match of the finals, and already we've got controversy, excitement, questions, which makes this sport great. The fast and furious nature of it.
Bunch tries to go in underneath, but Humphrey, nice defense, keeps him off.
Now Bunch is going to try to work a front headlock, a gator roll type of situation here, or try to work a 3-point throw. He's going to need a two-point move or a 3-point move. 2 1-pointers will not do it for him. He needs something of high amplitude. Now, if he sets up this front headlock roll through from a standing position, that's going to get him 3 if he can connect with it. But right now, Humphrey's staying as far away from it as you can.
And I'll tell you what, the coaches are into this just as much as the athletes are out on the mat. Every bit as much. As the seconds tick away, and that is it. And Reece Humphrey is your national champion, winning the third and final period, 2-0, beating Shawn Bunch.
Bunch doesn't like it, neither do Jamil Kelly and Tim Flynn, the coaches in his corner. But regardless, Reece Humphrey, they train together, so they know each other pretty well. But Jim Humphrey said the other night in the hotel before the tournament, he says he thinks his son Reece has a good chance to win it. And sure enough,
that's exactly what he did. Shawn Bunch put up a great fight, but you talk about a breakthrough performance, Reece Humphrey has just won himself a national title.